Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about a very important thing that everyone goes through, or what everyone really does, which is going on holidays, going on vacation to somewhere. I think pretty much every fish keeper does that. Maybe not every fish keeper, but probably the majority. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to explain to you how I basically make sure that my fish are all good when I'm away. Now, I did make one of these videos last year as well when I went away, so you can go watch that in the top right hand corner somewhere up there. You can check that out if you want, but this is going to be like a similar video really, although I've got a few new things that I'm going to change around a little bit. Instead of last year where I just basically talked about it, I'm actually going to do the things that I'm talking about. So I'm going to be doing that. So if you don't know, I do have somebody that comes round. Naomi actually comes round and looks after all my fish and all my animals as well at the same time. Now I do pay her, so it does cost money. However, I do know they're in good hands and my fish are being looked after well. So first things first, what I do is actually I label all the tanks with numbers. Now I could go ahead and do that with my label printer, and one day I will do that. I'll just label every tank. However, I don't have enough time for that right now. So what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to take my pen. This is like a glass marker or whatever. I'm just going to write on the tanks the number, and that's the first step really. So let's go do that real quick. Alright, I got that done. I don't know if you can really see. I got everything labeled from number 1 all the way to number 34. So yeah, that is good. Okay, so now that that is done, the next step what I do is actually I take my iPad here, and on here I have a important document. Basically in this document, it kind of just, it's for all the animals, so not only the fish, but also the fish. It kind of says what I have, so chickens, birds, fish. Then it says I have like a whole thing here of every tank and which food they need, and then I also have here what each food is with an explanation. Now she kind of knows by now the drill basically, but I still will fill this in. So 1 and 2 are the plant tanks, those are nothing. Then up here 3, 4, 5, those are all flake food. Although I'll add here also pellets, since we do also need pellets in tank number 5 because we have some of the rainbow sharks. Alright, then we go through 6, 7, 8. Those are all correct. 9, yes, but we also need pellets there for you, please. And it's pretty simple. It's just basically making minor adjustments because most of it is already correct, Okay, then we go through. That's fine. 11 needs to be adjusted. It doesn't need the algae wafers. So take rid of that. Then 12, 13, 14, 15, nothing, nothing, nothing. And yeah, also nothing. Fantastic. 17, flake food. 18, flake food. 19, flake food. 20, flake food. 21, flake food. Yes, that's fantastic. 22, beef fart. 23, flake food. 24, beef fart. 25. Yeah, it's actually pretty accurate, Okay, yes, 29, flake food, 3, flake food, yes. Okay, fantastic. 31, flake food, 32, flake food, 33, flake food, but we want it nice and small, so flake food, fijn gemalen, which that's in Dutch. So there we go, which that's also number 1. And then 34, same exact thing, voor fijn gemalen. There we go. Okay, fantastic. So basically, I got that all done. So now you can see we've got a whole list of what every tank needs. Now I might also go into more detail on a few, like for the babies, we want to feed those every day. The other ones are going to be every other day. So I kind of have that standard with all my fish. Whenever I'm away, I feed them every other day, or I let Naomi feed them every other day. Just because they don't really need food every day, and it helps with not polluting the water as much, and like if they don't eat all the food or whatever. So I always feed them every other day when I'm gone. Then the next thing that I do, I make sure that all the tanks are nice and clean. Now ideally you do that like a couple days before you leave and not the day before. Now I am doing it the day before kind of, but also not, because I've already done most of them. Let me actually take you a little look around. Alright, so here we are. So what I actually already did, I cleaned out my plant storage tank, so that's all good. Didn't do this one yet. Might do that one today, but I don't know if I have time. Otherwise, I'll do it when I'm back. Then over here, what I haven't cleaned yet is this row of tanks. This row of tanks needs cleaning. Now, this row has already been cleaned, so that's fantastic. This row here also needs cleaning. But then, if we move over to here, this row is already done with cleaning, so that's done. This row here is also done. Like, take a look at how good this actually looks. It looks fantastic. The row down here is all cleaned up, so that's all good. Now the better rack is also cleaned up, so that's also fine. Then the also thing we need to clean up some of these breeding tanks is just scrub a bit of algae, fill the tanks up. Same down here and same down there. So all we really need to do is the breeding rack and these two rows. So we'll get to cleaning those. I don't know if I will film that or not, or if that will be in this video, but that's what we need to do for sure. Okay, then other than that, what I also make sure of is that all my foods that I want her to use, I'll have them nice and open on my display here. So instead of having them in the cupboard, I'll just take them out. So I got food number 1, number 2, I got food number 3, and I'll simply just put them here. So they, you know, she doesn't have to go looking for the cupboard. Of course, the frozen food is in the freezer, but that's kind of, she knows where that is, so that's good. Then the other thing that I also do is I make sure that all my fish are healthy. Now, I think this is more important in like a shop setting like I have, and not so much at home, but maybe also. You want to make sure, of course, you don't have any sick fish. So what have I done? This morning I went through, I culled a bunch of fish. One of them, which is my discus fish, my male discus fish, which was over there. Unfortunately, he was too sick, and I didn't want him to die when I was away, because that would be terrible. You know, I wouldn't want that to happen. So as a precaution, I've culled him myself already, and it was about time. You know, I need to end his suffering, really. So I did that, but I also went through, I had a few other fish, a gourami, a ram, that were also not doing too well. I also at the same time culled those as well, just to make sure that all the fish that I have are healthy and happy. Now another thing about the fish is that right now, I don't know if you can see, my tanks are quite empty. I don't have a lot of fish. Now I did that on purpose. On purpose, I didn't order any fish because I don't want my tanks to be stocked full with fish while I'm gone, because it's only going to cause more problems. Like if I understock my tanks, it will be better for when I'm gone, because also I'm not going to be selling any fish when I'm away. So it just makes sense to have lower stock tanks, and then when I'm back, I can order more fish and bring the stock levels up again. But there you go. I guess that's pretty much what I do like as preparation for going away on holiday or vacation, depending where you're from. In the US, you say vacation. Here you say holiday. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. Also watch this video here next, where you can actually see this style of video from last year when I made the same type of video. You can maybe see the comparisons and like the differences. I think it's pretty much the same, but check it out here if you want to. Anyway, have a great rest of your day, have a great rest of your holiday, maybe even. You might be watching this while you're on a holiday, and by the time actually you're watching this, I'll probably be back. I don't know, we'll have to see. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.